How many times have you witnessed a manifestation fall short? You've imagined the thing that you want, you visualized it with intensity. The manifestation begins to unfold. The bridge of incidents are appearing right in front of you, but it stops right before you think you're supposed to receive it. Hi, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about imagining the end and why only the end is what we should fill our imagination with if we are to guarantee the fulfillment of our manifestation. By the end of this video, you will know exactly by what means manifestations unfold, what the bridge of incidents is, and why perspective and what we imagine is critically important. And so you should be able to know what to imagine and to be absolutely certain that you are imagining the right thing and that you will get your results. Before we begin, please hit the like button. It does something to the algorithm so that those who wouldn't normally be able to see this will be able to see this video. Hit the subscribe button if you like methodical, broken down, tested, systematic manifestation techniques that you can implement on a daily basis to get predictable results. I normally include workbooks with my videos, so make sure you go into the description or the comments and download the workbook, and I will take you through. These workbooks are meticulously crafted to get you to understand this topic at hand so that you can actually, by the end of it, be in motion to manifesting what you want. Also, your comments of success stories have been extremely helpful, so be sure to comment your successes for these techniques below. Hit the bell icon every Tuesday and Friday at around 10 p.m. London time, 5 p.m. Eastern. I release a new set of content, some piece of content, and then throughout the week, I release shorts. So let's talk about this concept of the end. Now, popularized by Neville Goddard, when I was first taught manifesting, the common idea was that I was to visualize myself on a screen receiving the thing that I want or experiencing something from the perspective of myself already having something. But in this case, a lot of individuals, and I've seen this, and you're probably one of them, who's been told, especially if you are into manifesting a specific person, or there are a lot of ideas and books and popular lectures on manifesting success or creating success in your life. And how many times have you been told that we need to meticulously map out every single aspect of what we are going to experience? Or if you're an athlete, to visualize every single step of the race. The problem with this is different than manifesting. And if, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you found yourself experiencing manifestations falling short, then this is the video for you. The conscious awareness of our existence is the piece of us that is actually creating. There's a difference between that and the mind, but suffice it to say that which you imagine, so whatever you imagine, is witnessed by our consciousness. Just like our thoughts are witnessed by our consciousness. The fact that you can observe your thoughts means that there's a difference between your thoughts and that which is observing your thoughts. That which is observing your thoughts is the thing that creates. That is what is called God in Scripture. That is also referred to as I am. Now, this is very important because that is the difference between an impersonal manifestation and a personal creative force. In other words, with modern law of attraction or common mainstream law of attraction, the idea is that we emit a vibration or an electromagnetic field. That which we imagine will emit. So if we experience feeling of the wish fulfilled, we emit a vibrational force that draws something into us, like a law of physics. Now, the problem with this is, and this is what didn't sit right with myself, being someone who has studied physics and someone who is, math inclined, logic inclined, I was confused to understand, something was unclear, if there is just like in reality, if I were to imagine something and emit some sort of electromagnetic force, then what would happen if I stopped imagining it? Would it come to me? What if I moved from the position that I was in and I went to a different state or location? How would it know how to get to me? So what I realized when I found Neville Goddard and when he talks about living in the end or imagining after the end was a profound difference in my life. And it proved to me that there was that difference between an impersonal force or something that is living, something that is aware, something that is creating and bringing to us. And so essentially what I learned was one of my first manifestations that I experienced was before the end. And it was when I was working as a telemarketer, and there was a man who told me, Joseph, visualize a bunch of people saying that, or essentially visualize that people have said yes to you. And then you saying to me that you've just made sales. And so I visualized this. And then all of a sudden I started getting sales. I got 6 sales that day, which was my record. I'd never attempted anything like this before, but it was absolutely amazing. But what happened afterward was very telling. I had the next day when I came into work, I had 5 cancellations. So in other words, I had imagined that people were saying yes to my telemarketing pitch, but then afterwards they all canceled essentially, except for one. And I remember that very clearly. I was 19 years old. So it was my birthday yesterday. So I'm 35, a lot of years ago, 16 years ago. And what it taught me in retrospect, when I learned about the idea of imagining after the end, was that I had not gone far enough. Now, how many of you have been told to manifest a text message? How many of you have been told to manifest a kiss or an I love you or a hangout, or this is just what we wish to experience because we think, why not? Well, the problem is that every single desire imagined creates a dimension in its likeness. In other words, in the terminology of scripture, or in Neville Goddard's words, a seed will be planted. A seed itself. And just the same as seeds do not connect to other seeds, you will not be creating realities that are connecting with one another. So if I wanted to successfully do this, wanted to successfully have made sales, I would have had to go to a place where I had already received my money from that which I've made through the sales. Then it would have been far enough in advance that there was no question that it went through. So in other words, the downfall of me was hearing the people say yes, but not actually having received the money from them. And there's no ability to connect seed to seed, dimension to dimension. So the secret or the key is going far enough in the future so that we don't have to worry. And this is what you do. You pick a time after the desire has been fulfilled. You imagine that thing from first person perspective. And what happens is within the seed, within the dimension, right? Imagining is going into time, space, into eternity, outside of time, space, into eternity, and selecting the experience we wish to experience. Once it's selected, what is connected is the moment of imagining to that point. And so the bridge of incidents consists of the natural events that have to happen in order to link up now until then. And it happens in a way that is copied identically, meaning that which we are consciously aware of experiencing in the imagination, if we imagine it accurately enough, will be copied exactly. I had a number of amazing stories. I remember one individual story. A client of mine was manifesting her specific person to be committed and give her greater attention and care, to show love. She had imagined very vividly an experience in her apartment where she was serving him a drink. They were having a great time together, laughing, talking, etc. The intention was that they would be in a committed relationship. When she had spoken to me, she told me her experience and that he came to the apartment and just sat on the sofa, pulled out his laptop, sat there. She offered him a drink, or he asked her for a drink or something, and he just sat there working, busy, showed her no mind. And essentially, she gave him the drink. And then it led from one thing to the next. And then she was so aggravated because he wasn't giving her any affection, any attention. And by the end of it, she was so frustrated, she started an argument with him. Now, she said in retrospect, she realized it was the exact thing she had imagined. She imagined the scenario exactly serving him the drink, talking to him. He comes in, sits on the sofa, but she did not implement the scenario's experience that she desired. Her intention was not heard because she did not imagine the intention. She imagined scenarios that she in her mind thought would have implied these, but without actually injecting the scene with the emotions or the experiences or the phrases or words that would have been really important for that manifestation to unfold. And in other words, really, she should have gone to a point where they were having a conversation talking about how he was so dedicated to her, grateful for her, and she was talking back to him about how she is grateful for his commitment and his effort. That would have had no question that end would have happened. The problem was after this manifestation unfolded, it faded out, and now she had to imagine another scene. So, and in my case, if I had gone to a place, and this has happened so many times with myself, going to a place, texting someone, or having them text me in my imagination, or tell me that they love me, or give me a kiss. And what happens is that manifestation grows and then it fades. It grows and then it fades. Select the desire that you want. Do you want marriage? Do not go to a place that's before that if you know you want something after that. They will not link together. You need to select something that you want. Now, you don't have to go to something that you don't want just because you realize, what if I do want something later? Well, think logically. If you're unsure, you don't want to lock yourself up in a position because you will be forced to experience the exact nature of that scene no matter what. If you impress your mind with it, which means if you visualize it to a degree of accuracy that there's no question of what you're imagining, there's no question that you fully felt it, fully experienced it, it will be pushed out in time space. Now, what this experience with this woman and what happened with myself time and time again proves is that your conscious awareness of being replicates, carbon copies, pushes out the exact dimension, the exact experience that you have visualized, that you have spoken. Do not imagine in third person perspective. This is why other people experience, it's happened to me so many times, winning contests, getting large sums of money. In the beginning, I remember specifically, I imagined that I received a random large sum of money, a couple $1,000s, and I would just imagine me witnessing myself, meaning watching myself as I was taught in certain people's teachings, that I had a large sum of money in my hand and that I was saying I won this money or I received this money, different variations of scenes. And what was starting to happen is my friends would then come over and tell me that they had received a large sum of money. They had won a bunch of money. And I was just at that time assuming that what I was doing was working and that it was a matter of time, but those never came. Years and years passed, and it wasn't until I realized I was imagining in the wrong tense. Your consciousness replicates what it's imagining. So experiencing it from your own eyes, saying it from your own point of view, I receive this, right? Not saying I will receive this. That includes a perpetuation of incomplete manifestations will manifest. You'll always be manifesting. If you say, I will do this, you will manifest yourself in a position where you will future tense receive this. Point being is, whatever you want. If you want marriage, imagine that you're already married. Not that you said, I do, not that you're at the altar. You want to go to a place where you have that certificate or a 1-year anniversary. If you want to be rich, don't imagine the ticket in your hand winning the lottery saying, I won. You want to be at a place where you already have it in your bank account. It may take out some of the fun of the situation at hand, but this is a solution that permanently utilizes the actual philosophy and fundamental behind the scenes activities and functions of conscious consciousness, of your creative power, of the God that's within you, that is outlined through my own experiences, obviously, and then also through scripture, also through Neville Goddard. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.